happening today. Thousands will descend on Washington, D.C. for the March for Israel. In preparation, a huge security response is underway. D.C.'s mayor said that the National Guard will be assisting with local police. Organizations are expecting well over 100,000 people to be there when the gates open. Their job, according to Mayor Bowers, mostly involves traffic control. Now, it has been more than a month since the war between Israel and Hamas began, and Jewish students have been going through many emotions in recent weeks.
Today, Jewish organizations at Ohio State are sending dozens of students to the nation's capital for the March for Israel. Matthew Herchick live this morning for us with more on why it's so important for students to be there. Matthew.
Matt, Monica, good morning. Just moments ago, those buses that we showed you at 4 o'clock that were filled with students getting ready to head to D.C., they just left here to make that journey. The trip is all made possible through a partnership between OSU Hillel and OSU Chabad, along with Jewish Columbus. They sent several buses from 4 different locations, including Columbus, New Albany, and Worthington, and again, all in an effort to get to the nation's capital and make their voices heard. Now, students began meeting here, like we showed you a half hour ago, at 4 o'clock. They, again, just hit the road, and organizers say when they first heard about the march, they said that there was no question they wanted to send students in support. And for students who have been dealing with many emotions, like you guys said, since the war broke out, organizers say this trip is a way for the students to feel Jewish pride. Last week, we reported on a pair of anti-Semitic incidents that happened in the University District. And while students say that there's been a lot of support for the Jewish community at Ohio State, they also say they've experienced more hatred in recent weeks. But organizers say that they shouldn't have to hide, and they want the kind and loving voices to be louder than the mean and scary.
My first thought was, I have to go. I have to go. Because, like I said, people have been giving us words of hatred and not kindness, and we can't fight that with hatred back. We can't just stand there screaming at them in return. And the only thing that we could really do is uplift each other and be united.
Students will return to Columbus today. The main programming in D.C. is happening between 1 and 3 p.m. Organizers say that safety, of course, is top of mind, and they do have a plan for that safety while they are there. Meanwhile, guys, we did have a chance to speak with a couple of students as well before they took off. So coming up here the next half hour, we'll have a chance to hear from them as well. Local for you here in Columbus, Matthew Herchick, NBC4.
Matthew, thank you. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, 1,600 people loaded 25 buses at midnight to head to the same march in D.C., the trip organized by the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. And in Cincinnati, about 500 people are hitting the road for the march. The group boarded buses last night. They're expected to arrive around 8 o'clock this morning. People traveling say they not only want to be seen but heard, and they are demanding for hostages to be released.
And we are hearing from Lieutenant Governor John Husted about the 2 anti-Semitic incidents that happened last week near Ohio State's campus. As of last night, there was more of a police presence in the area, but no word of any arrests. In one incident, 2 students were reportedly assaulted by 2 men who asked if they were Jewish. In the other, investigators say 2 women tried to take Israeli flags and yelled slurs at the Hillel Student Center. During an economic event, Lieutenant Governor Husted spoke out on the attacks.
There is no room for hate. No matter what your religious belief is, no matter what may be going on in Israel, here in America, we have no room for that. There is no reason for any of us to hate one another over something that's happening in the Middle East.
Following the incidents, Governor DeWine ordered Ohio State and Columbus police to beef up patrols in the campus area. We will continue to follow the developments in the Middle East as well as the March for Israel today in D.C. on our website, NBC4i.com.